Hello, English learners! What if I told you 5 little phrases could save you in shops, cafes, classrooms, and even after a bad joke? This story is packed with them. And trust me, you do not want to miss the last phrase. And at the end, I will also explain the tricky vocabulary for you. Let's get started!
You know, sometimes people talk so fast, I just nod like I understood everything. But inside I'm thinking, wait, what? My brain is still loading. And that's when this little lifesaver comes out. Could you say that again, please? I actually learned this one at a cafe. The barista mumbled something about my order. Probably asked if it was to stay or go. I just stared at him. He smiled and said, "You can just ask me to say it again." So I did. "Could you say that again, please?" And honestly, it worked like magic. He slowed down, repeated it, and I didn't feel dumb. Since then, I use it all the time. It's basically a polite way of saying, "Hey, I didn't catch that." People don't mind repeating if you ask nicely. Trust me, they're happy to help. And that little cafe moment taught me to ask people to repeat themselves. But speaking of cafes, what about when you're in shops? Oh boy, that's a whole different challenge. You ever walk into a shop and suddenly the sales assistant is on you like, "Can I help you? What do you need? We have this, we have that," and you're like, chill, I literally just walked in. So now I always say, "I'm just looking, thank you." I remember the first time I went into this little clothing store. The guy came up so fast holding a dress, asking if I wanted to try it. I panicked and almost bought it just to escape. But then I heard another customer say, "I'm just looking, thank you." So smooth. I copied it the next time, and it worked. The assistant smiled and left me alone. Total freedom to wander. It's such a handy phrase. You don't sound rude, you don't feel pressured, and you can take your time. So now I can wander around stores without feeling trapped. But the real test comes in class or group work, when people expect you to actually know things. And the funny thing is that people ask me questions all the time like I'm supposed to have the answers. And honestly, half the time I don't. But I don't want to sound clueless either. So I usually go with, "I'm not sure, but I think." I picked this up during a group project in class. Someone asked me about the deadline. I didn't actually know. Normally, I'd just shrug. But then one girl said, "I'm not sure, but I think it's Friday." And everyone nodded like, "Yeah, cool." She didn't look dumb. She didn't look like a know-it-all either. Just confident. After that day, I started using it too. It's my favorite trick for sounding smart when I'm still guessing. It's a safe middle ground. You're not giving a final answer, but you're still part of the conversation. Trust me, that phrase has saved me so many times in college. But outside of college, it's usually not about answers. It's about decisions. And honestly, I am terrible at deciding. Sometimes people ask me, where should we eat? What movie should we watch? And honestly, I don't always care. I just want them to pick. That's when I say, it's up to you. I first heard this from a friend. We were trying to choose between pizza or sushi. I kept going back and forth until she just leaned back and said, "It's up to you." So chill. Like, she gave me the power, no stress. I started using it myself and it feels so freeing. You don't have to decide every little thing. You can just hand it over. It's simple, but it makes you sound easygoing. And people actually like it when you say this. It feels flexible, not fussy. Handing decisions to other people feels great, but sometimes I hand them something else by mistake, a bad joke. And that's when another phrase comes to my rescue. You know when you make a joke and the other person takes it way too seriously? Their face drops and you're like, "Oh, no, I didn't mean it like that." So I laugh it off with, "I'm just kidding." I remember teasing my friend once, told her I was moving away to another city. Her eyes went wide and she almost started crying. I panicked and quickly said, "I'm just kidding." She punched my arm, but then laughed. That's when I realized, this little phrase saves you from awkward disasters. It's like a reset button after a bad joke. It's playful, it softens the mood, and honestly, it keeps friendships safe when your sense of humor goes a little too far.
So yeah, those 5 little phrases: asking someone to repeat, escaping shop pressure, sounding smart with a guess, letting others decide, and saving a bad joke are basically my survival kit. They sneak into my day in the most random places, and every time they save me, I'm like, "Thank you, English." Try them out next time you're stuck. You'll see how much lighter conversations feel. And hey, if you want a part 2 with even more everyday phrases, drop a comment and let me know. Now, let's take a minute to look at some slang words and phrases from the story. These are fun, modern expressions people use in everyday life, in talks, texts, and stories. Each one will be explained in a simple way so you can understand it easily and use it too.
Wait, what? Meaning, a casual way to show surprise or confusion when you did not understand something. Example, someone says the exam is tomorrow and you reply, "Wait, what? I thought it was next week." My brain is still loading. Meaning, a funny way to say your mind is slow to understand, like a computer that is not ready yet. Example, after hearing a difficult question, you can say, "Hold on, my brain is still loading." Little lifesaver. Meaning, something small that helps you a lot in a tough situation. Example, carrying a phone charger is a little lifesaver when your battery is almost dead. Mumbled. Meaning, spoke unclearly and quietly, making it hard to understand. Example, the teacher mumbled the homework instructions, so nobody heard clearly. Stay or go. Meaning, a way of asking if someone wants to eat or drink inside, stay, or take it away, go. Example, at a cafe the barista might ask, "For here or to go?" I didn't catch that. Meaning, a polite way to say you did not hear or understand something. Example, if someone speaks too fast, you can say, "Sorry, I didn't catch that." Is on you. Meaning, someone is giving you a lot of attention, often suddenly or strongly. Example, the moment you enter the store, the assistant is on you, asking what you need. Chill. Meaning, relax, calm down, or do not stress. Example, your friend is shouting and you say, "Hey, chill. It's not a big deal." I literally just walked in. Meaning, saying you only entered a place a second ago, emphasizing surprise or frustration. Example, the shop worker asked if I needed help, but I literally just walked in. Wander, meaning to walk around slowly without a plan. Example, I like to wander through bookshops and look at random shelves. Handy phrase, meaning a phrase that is very useful in daily situations. Example, I'm just looking, thank you is a handy phrase in shops. Clueless, meaning not knowing anything about something. Example, I was clueless about fixing bikes, so I asked my friend for help. Shrug, meaning to raise your shoulders slightly to show you do not know or do not care. Example, I asked him about the deadline and he just shrugged. Know-it-all, meaning a person who acts like they know everything. Example, nobody likes working with a know-it-all in class. Safe middle ground, meaning a choice that is not extreme, something between two sides. Example, saying, I'm not sure but I think, is a safe middle ground. Hand it over, meaning give something to someone. Example, if you do not want to decide, you can hand it over to your friend. Easygoing, meaning relaxed and not easily upset. Example, my roommate is easygoing, so she never argues about small things. Flexible, meaning able to change or adapt without problems. Example, teachers like students who are flexible with group work. Not fussy, meaning not demanding, not difficult to please. Example, she is not fussy about food, she eats whatever is on the table. Face drops, meaning when someone suddenly looks sad, disappointed, or shocked. Example, his face drops when he hears he failed the test. Laugh it off, meaning to make a problem or mistake seem less serious by laughing. Example, when I slipped in the cafeteria, I just laughed it off. Survival kit, meaning a collection of important things that help you survive, used metaphorically for useful tools. Example, these 5 phrases are like a survival kit for English conversations.
You made it all the way. Well done! Every time you finish a story like this, your English gets stronger and your confidence grows. So don't stop here. Tap on the next video on your screen and keep learning on English Ears.